The surprise in the fridge. Albie, what's this? Mom asked when she opened up the fridge to start dinner after Callista had gone home. I don't know, I said, without even looking, because how would I know what was in the fridge? It's for you, Mom told me, and that made me look up. For me? I rushed to the fridge, and sure enough, there was a big brown box on one of the shelves. All the lettuce and cheese had been pushed over to the side so it would fit. On the side, in bubble letters, it said, Happy Birthday, Albie. Callista's handwriting. My present, I told Mom. I couldn't believe I'd forgotten. I'd never forgotten about a birthday present before in my whole life. Callista said she brought me something. Well, let's see what it is. And Mom pulled out the box and set it on the table. I helped her tug back the lid. It was a giant cake shaped like a huge, perfect donut. Vanilla, it looked like, rounded on the sides, like a real giant donut with a hole in the middle and everything. There was thick chocolate glaze dripping down the sides and sprinkles all over the top. Cool, I said. Now isn't that sweet, Mom said. I laughed and she looked at me. What? It's a donut cake, I told her, so it has to be sweet. Mom laughed too and hip bumped me. Looks like the perfect after-birthday dessert, she said. The donut cake was so delicious that for a second I forgot it was still a sad day. Rain in New York. When it rains in New York, no one knows where to walk. The streets fill with rainwater at the corners of every block, and even though it doesn't look too deep, if you step off the sidewalk in the wrong spot, it'll swallow up your whole sneaker. So when it rains in New York, nobody crosses at the crosswalks. People walk right across the middle of Fifth Avenue in traffic, and the cars honk and the people shout and the rain slurs up all the noise. When it rains in New York, people rush with either their necks hunched low in their jackets, and men stand at every street corner shouting, Umbrella! Umbrella! $5! The price always starts at $5 when it's just sprinkling, then goes up to $15 when it's really pouring. Which, if you ask me, is just too bad because that's really when you need an umbrella most. When it rains in New York, rich people's dogs wear miniature raincoats and plastic slippers that pinch their paws, and kids giggle and shriek and splash in the puddles. When it rains in New York, the playgrounds are empty and the buses are full. People cram together under the awning outside the bagel shop and talk too loudly on their phones. When it rains in New York, the garbage cans at every corner are stuffed with the twisted bits of broken umbrellas. When it rains in New York, everyone is happy that the building at 59th and Lex is under construction, when just the day before they said the scaffolding made their eyes sore. And when it rains in New York, people who aren't paying attention, like Darren Ackelman, because they're too busy doing something else, like making fun of someone walking with his not a babysitter home from school, get sprayed right in the face by dirty rainwater splashed by a passing bus, soaked head to toe. I like when it rains in New York. Putting it together. I didn't mean to take that A10 Thunderbolt down off the closet shelf. I really didn't. I meant to leave it up there forever. But somehow, when I wasn't thinking too good, maybe, I took it down, and I opened the box, and I peeled the tape off the tops of the little plastic bags, carefully, so none of the tiny pieces would spill out. And I started to put it together. It was easier this time since I didn't have to go slow, waiting for Dad to help. It was easier this time because I'd done it before. The directions made more sense. The pieces fit together right, exactly perfect. I didn't mean to build a real Model A10 Thunderbolt, but every day it just got a little bit bigger. Smart. Callista and her boyfriend broke up, for real. She didn't tell me at first, but I knew she was sad. Somehow I just knew. And when I asked her about it, she started crying right there on the couch. Not grown-up crying either, but big, blubbery kid sobs. I'm sorry, Albie, she said. Tears were running down her face. I'm such a mess today. Just ignore me, okay? It's not a big deal. We'll start on your homework. But when Callista was in the bathroom washing her tears off, I snuck out of the apartment and down the elevator and outside to the bodega. Can I have some ice cream? I asked Hugo. I don't have any money, but I'll stack lots of cups tomorrow. 300, 1,000 even. Hugo tilted his head to the side. "No donuts today?" he asked. "Callista's sad," I told him. And when I said that, well, Hugo practically jumped out from behind the counter and leapt to the ice cream fridge. "Here," he said, handing me a pint of mint chip. "Or do you think she'd rather have chocolate? Oh, that sweet girl. Is she okay?" "I think she'll be all right," I told him, "but she and her boyfriend broke up." Hugo shook his head. "That boy must be an idiot," he said. I agreed. When I left the bodega, I had a plastic bag stuffed full of ice cream. Mint chip and chocolate and cherry vanilla and caramel swirl and Heath bar crunch. Hugo said it was on him. I didn't even have to stack cups for it. Callista practically